The pandemic changed a lot about the way we do business, but it also opened up a world of possibilities.
Yeah, working remotely, once just for those in the tech industry, it's really now growing in popularity for all types of business, and co-working spaces are helping fuel that trend. Mary Jane Bellieza joining us live from a new space that just opened in the Southwest Valley to talk about some of the benefits. Mary Jane, good morning.
John and Heather, good morning to you. We're in the upstairs portion of the Coop here on Russell and Decatur. This is such a beautiful space and even a beautiful view. Like I said, this is the big boss office, so you can just see how big it is here. And I have Dana Berggren. She is the owner of the Coop, and you have 2 locations, which is great. I know you mentioned that you wanted to open it because you didn't like working from home, but you still wanted a space where you could have quiet and comfortability as well.
Exactly, yeah. So I come from corporate commercial real estate, and when I left 8 years ago, I really missed the camaraderie of an office. So working from home is a nice option once in a while, but then you realize that you miss that community, you miss the belonging, you miss the water cooler talk and the connections that you make in an office space.
And you mentioned the great part of having a co-working space too is the personal relationships that you get to build with other people, because you also get the comfortability of being alone and working remotely alone too, but also you get to pop your head in and talk to other people who share that space with you.
Exactly. So that's the beauty of a co-working space, is that it's flexible. You can use it how you want. So it's nice to be able to work from home when you want, and then it's nice to have a place to go where you can see some familiar faces, you can meet new people, new business connections, people who you can work with. So there's so many positive things. For example, somebody's band is playing this weekend and we're all going. Now you've got something to do on a Saturday night.
And I know you mentioned breakfast. That was something you're bringing, which is probably something you don't get in a typical office space either.
Yep, exactly. So we do a feed at the Coop, each Coop location each month, and where we bring breakfast in from a local catering company. One happens to be one of our members, and it's a time for the members of the co-working space to come together and just get to know each other on a more personal level.
I love that. That is so cool. You don't see that every day in an office space. Maybe I'd have to drop in and get some of that breakfast.
You're more than welcome. It's really good.
That's perfect. Dana, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And coming up in our next half hour, we'll talk to Dr. Sid Khurana about the mental health benefits of being in a co-working space.
Got it. Good morning.
Yeah, John and Heather, good morning to you. We're in the second location of the Coop on Russell and Decatur in the classroom portion of the building. And this space is huge, perfect enough for lectures and seminars, really a great way to gather people in your office into one space. I'm here joined early this morning with Dr. Sid Khurana with Nevada Mental Health. And thank you so much, Doctor, for waking up with us so early. As we talked about, this is a great way for people who feel isolated to come together and feel like they belong, correct?
Absolutely, that is true. First, if I may take a minute back and say, we were forced to do remote work. And with the remote work, what you miss is the sense of embodied presence, just like right now we are here. In the Zoom screens, you just focus on the face. And in the in-person interactions, you can have the nonverbal cues, the whole body language, a sense of presence of the other person. When you don't have that, you miss the organic social interactions, which a place like this, a co-working space, inherently that's what it promotes, and it increases the sense of connectivity. People feel connected to each other. And when we didn't have that, there was a lot of isolation. People didn't have the drive or the motivation to leave their home to get to work, and there was a lot of isolation.
And you know all about that too, because not only do you meet with patients in person, but even Zoom or remote work as well.
I do. I have actually been doing telehealth for the last 14 years. I do hybrid work. I see patients in person, and I see patients via telehealth. And it works, but it doesn't work for all.
That's right. So this is a great way to have that hybrid connection and also choose to work remotely as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Khurana. Reporting live, Mary Jane Bellieza, Live Local Now.